let's get started here. Mr. Analysis himself, Habib, is with me in the casting booth. Can we get some pregame analysis on how you see these teams meshing up against each other? Habib, take it away.
Of course it sucks.
All jokes aside, I think the DM battles they'll really be close. I'd say if Badonsky, if he gets healed, I'd say then let's say compared to last time in the playoff round, where he got like 600 heals, he'll be able to effectively shut down their aggression.
Yeah.
I feel like because he's good at baiting that type of stuff, and they're just super aggression and hard committing by the other team.
That's actually a really good point, Habib. Habib, of course, referring to the stats from EVL's last match against us on the fateful map Badlands. Badonsky receiving around 600 heals. Meanwhile, Rando got probably around 2,000 or more. So Badonsky being starved of heals, and when he's considered one of the star players of the team, it's not quite a winning strategy.
They're depriving him. They need to feed the poor child. No, I'm just kidding. He's probably older than me, but yeah.
Exactly. So Bird Noises, we played them on Gullywash quite a few times the last couple of days. They've seemed pretty good, have they not? Like, it seems like maybe Gully is one of their better maps.
Well, I feel like Gullywash, when done right, like, depending on what strategy you use, if you're doing based on like some sort of aggressive strategy, it really just comes down to like how aggressive and the initiation can get, really. Because once the space has been made, Gullywash is one of those maps that have really quick transitions, if the momentum is taken care of. And so, like, one pick can easily turn into, like, 2 or 3.
Going live. What's your prediction? Let's hear it.
5-3 EVL.
I'm going to actually say that Bird Noise is going to win this map. I'm going to give them the 5-3.
Alright, let's see.
I feel like they've been on their game lately. They had some solid pushes into last, which was also very crucial.
Yeah, they were really quick on getting on the capture.
Got my eyes on Badonsky as he's going upper. They also tend to put a lot of pressure on the demos here, so I think they might have a plan for Badonsky.
Yep. Badonsky is luckily playing passive. And he shouldn't have.
Oh, rolling comes up drop down, but he's not quite able to create enough of a distraction for his team to collapse, and now it's just all falling apart. And it's just going to be a clean wipe here, probably. Wow.
There you go. Attaboy, getting healed.
Though, to be fair, several of the members of EVL were quite weak to start that off. Oh, purple shirt almost dying.
As long as the early aggression can be dodged, like perhaps waiting for the stickers to be on the phone and knocking them away, baiting that type of stuff out, that can kind of make a difference. Because I too, like, or even rolling out through choke.
Uber's coming through river.
Yeah.
And Badonsky actually not doing any damage, just getting on the point, trapping himself off. The heavy, though, hiding in secret. He's fully buffed, and he's just going to come out and patrol the point. But people are getting picked off all around him. Yeah, meanwhile, Eric's just the last one alive.
They easily just took the high ground and just forced... they killed off the isolated people, stragglers, and then they just forced them onto the low ground and won the fight. Yeah,
one crucial error there, though. Bird Noise is not getting the early call in river, so it came in as a bit of a surprise. 4 people from EVL getting flashed in. 4 people are getting flashed. If you juggle them properly, their Uber shouldn't be that good.
Yeah.
So, a little bit concerning that first round, but Bird Noise can shake it off. Looks like this mid, they're turning it around. They take out Rando. Bot mode comes in from behind, but he's just going to instantly die. But the scouts following up this time, pushing across the point. But look at Slumnish and Yomps just perfectly coordinating their spam here. But Saigai actually drops Yomps. Dingo goes down as well. It's just Saigai versus Slumnish. Slumnish is going to get the kills. 4 kills for Slum on that mid. But it looks like Rolling might want to challenge here. Wanko trying to roll out to mid. He's going to choke, and he's going to put some spam hopefully onto mid. Rando's going to be there as well. Oh, it's a charge shot coming in. But the charge shot's not going to connect. If he gets picked here, this could be awful. It could really slow their momentum. He's not even checking his flanks. Oh, but they're all committing for Rando. Rando comes in, hits the rocket on Cookie Jake. Let's see if the scouts are going to follow up. Oh, but Badonsky, he is isolated trying to come in to fight that at mid, but the timing is just off. I think the pack was missing because Rando took it. So Badonsky comes in weak.
it's another thing where he just gets isolated in the flank sometimes, quite often, because he keeps trying to push alone in the flank.
And now Garboglio, feeling confident, is going to take that 1v1, just jumping into mid against Eric. Eric really, I'd say, is he's kind of the star scout of Bird Noises, so he's not the one you want to challenge in that 1v1.
Yeah, of course. In fact, him being a past teammate of Slumnish's, they kind of both know how each other play, and they kind of just trying to counter each other a lot. Slumnish getting caught out, however, from a rocket.
Look at this.
Now,
This Uber comes in with the advantage, but Dingo's going to get it just in time. Corsa trying to force the point there. He's going to bring them down. Bodonsky is dead, so if they can focus one more frag, maybe beat the point to those stickies. Corsa's on it, and he gets the cap. Guy had him trapped off.
Yeah, Bird Noises are rolling forward with their aggression. Nobody's shutting down Guy at the moment, and he's free to just pound.
Guy. Actually, we saw Guy against Circa Esports. He was top fragging at the beginning of their matches as well.
Turning it up. He's turning it up with his
He's been playing well. Let's watch Sai this mid, see what he can do. They're actually putting a couple EVL members into him. The combo rolls out choke. I think that's actually a really good adaptation there from Cookie Jake, because he was taking a lot of early damage, but this time he gets in completely clean. Oh, but he falls to the ground. Oh.
Guy is putting a lot of pressure on the point, trying to deny the forward's aggression.
This is all going to be on Corsa now to try and get at least one pick, but he's not going to get it.
Guy just spamming pubs. He's probably going to get caught out right now.
I think Slumnish should be chasing.
Yeah, he should be. I think he's
but he's going to die to Garboglio anyway. I feel like Sai had enough time to escape. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe not.
I think he should have just projected the moment they started losing more and more numbers that the
Turn up Shade. You can't hear him. Shade is not speaking.
They should have left like early. The moment they lost like the first two.
So no Guy. Oh, and rolling, pushing lobby. He's going to get picked off as well.
Yep, that's a straggler.
Overextended. See, the best spot to peek lobby is not from lower main because it's so hard to jump out of there, but from the balcony where you have a wall to defend from. And pretty easy push just straight onto the point with two players.
Yep.
And two
This
picks.
is EVL. They just adjust.
But these have been some fast rounds. I think Bird Noises, they can still bring this back. Only 5 minutes in, 3 rounds already on the board.
Yeah, you see how quickly the transitions happen on this map? It's crazy. They're just, both teams are good at rolling off the momentum.
Rolling.
He's playing off the floor, yeah.
But rolling, meanwhile, going into choke, trying to really put that pressure onto Bodonsky, but both roamers dead early. Slumnish also down to 20 health, but he's going to live.
And then Bodonsky traps off the choke. Lock off Guy.
Oh, Guy almost. He almost got Bodonsky.
Good effort.
Guy's late deaths are actually starting to become a problem for them.
Yeah, he's been dying like the last on each mid. And that's not good because it's really hurting their second defense.
Yeah, they haven't even been able to defend second, and if EVL moves fast enough, they can even take lobby with no worry of traps or anything. Looks like they're going to be moving through river here. Eric's going to spot it this time, and I think they're actually opting for no off classes. Kind of surprising. I'd usually expect like Corsa snipe, and then Eric likes the heavy. So we see the heavy. Corsa's just on scout. There's a scout into water, Yomps. He's famous for a water back cap 2 seasons ago. And now he's pulling bot mode down into water. Bot mode with a shotgun, though.
And the 2v1.
Cookie Jake dropped.
Wow,
Not sure how that's possible when there's a heavy next to the medic.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit of Eric slipping up, not really paying attention. Maybe his eyes weren't forward on Garboglio coming in. And Sai getting dropped on a trap in basement. So another late death.
That's not good.
He does have only 9 seconds on his spawn. If I were Bird Noises right now, I'd be trying to put a little bit of forward pressure just to slow down EVL to buy time for Guy, but they don't do so, and EVL is just going to Uber straight in.
Walk in straight through. And then they're all isolated on the top left.
A Vaccinator, but 3 frags coming.
Wow.
The Vaccinator should be on blast resist so that Garboglio can't do a thing.
Yep.
And it's just going to be futile for Garboglio at this point. His rockets do about 10 damage, even if they're direct. So actually kind of a clutch Vaccinator play from Cookie Jake, but I don't think you want your medic pushing out here with this. He can still switch off and be on Uber charge or Medigun to push out. Slumnish though on the sniper. He's going to get the pick in Big Door, and that's going to kill all of the momentum from Bird Noises trying to get out of last tier.
Yep.
But the Ubers are roughly even. They can't let Slumnish get more shots off and get another pick, because that will prompt the push from EVL straight in right now. Slumnish peeking lower main, charging his shots onto Corsa. They don't either connect. And Slumnish is going for another shot off the balcony. Looks like he has a sense of where a soldier is, but he's not going to find the shot. Rotating to river. This is probably my favorite way to snipe, is just peek everywhere, peek often, take as many shots as possible. And he's going to drop Corsa, not going to even get time to fake scope in on him. And that pick is potentially going to prompt to put... Oh, Rolling's behind, though.
Rolling's behind.
This
Yeah,
flank,
Habib's watching.
and Cookie Jake gets spammed down.
Oh, okay.
At
well,
least Rolling gets a
Rolling's gonna
trade,
fight it, yep.
but if anyone else dies here, it's going to be a disaster because of Dingo's full Uber. They need to just set up for the last one. I don't like where...
Some missions.
No.
He's actually...
I don't like where Rolling is, forward with 90 health. He had plenty of time to
right
resup,
here?
but he's going to get arrowed. At least Eric up on the pyro, and this vaccinator coming out. But they think it's coming from lobby, but it's actually coming from river. So Eric might not be ready for this. Actually, he's turned around again. Unfortunate angling from him again, and he's forced into water. But this vaccinator hold, it looks like it's really,
Yeah,
it's
is
like,
working out.
for some reason, this vaccinator is just too much for EVL.
The reason why, Vanny, is because even just like the last push, I'm noticing that everyone is taking a 1v1. Nobody's really focusing down a target. Because, like, even if they are running a vaccinator, like, somebody should be able to do enough damage of the non-resisted, like, damage, you know?
Ooh. And interestingly, he's actually pushing out here with
Yeah,
the
he's
vaccinator this
slow,
time.
yeah.
And they have the spy, so they're trying to go for the back cap. If Garbuglio can get killed here and no one else can stop that cap, the spy won't be able to cap it. He's going to have to go for some sort of stab. Oh, but he gets oh my god, Rolling shot at him, but he did it as like a flick shot, so he didn't actually see that Yomps was right next to him.
Wow. Cookie Jake and the scouts pushing out with the vaccinator all the way through our mid. Wow, look at that. That's
And
insane.
but now Dingo's going to have his Uber, and the back is turned to the spy. Yomps coming in through choke. Cookie Jake must have seen him. Psy Guy turns around just in time. Cookie Jake called it. But the Uber coming from Dingo. But all they have to do is bullet resist, and Slemnish can't do a thing with this Uber.
So Rando needed to be in there with that Uber. He needed to be quicker on that.
Oh, but from behind, Eric and Rolling, they were both just waiting for the prime opportunity. They come in, kill off Badonsky. The cap's going to go to EVL, but it's just a farm fest right here. They're going to opt to stack the point, denying the spawn of Badonsky and Slemnish, hopefully. Meanwhile, the rest of their team's just pushing up. Maybe, oh, but Rando actually blocks it, so the spawns are going to come. Badonsky comes out of spawn. Saigai alone in big door might get focused down. Slemnish rushing him down, but just gets baited forward into the big door. And now all of Bird Noises is forcing their way here into lobby. That vaccinator.
Wow.
Maybe Bird Noise is a vaccinator team. Maybe this is what they've needed all season to finally win a
What
match.
oh, but Cookie Jake overextending.
Cookie Jake goes down.
Ooh,
Still
that's
winnable with
unfortunate.
Badonsky dead and Slemnish dead. Yomps not fully buffed.
Psy Guy's on second, however.
Oh.
They're not gonna have a damage full.
Oh, but Eric sneaks in a secret. He's hiding. He's unseen. He's unseen.
Wow, he hasn't been tracked down.
So
Corsa's
let's...
gonna, however, get caught.
I don't think they're going to check it either. Badonsky, though, trapping the point. But the front edge of the point is not trapped. Eric could get on the point and get the cap. Badonsky, though, staying there.
Eric messed up.
Oh, so close.
So close, yeah.
Yeah, he might have been able to wait just a second longer. But,
he had it and then he moved again by accident. I was watching his camera. He messed up.
But Cookie Jake here making a critical error, spawning on Medigun instead of the vaccinator. So
Yeah.
this round is just going to be a loss.
Yep, for
Tells you
EVL, or for Bernardes, I mean. Ooh, Psy Guy jumping up with 5 HP. Not gonna be very healthy. If Rando could have, if he went for Psy Guy there, that would have been really bad. Because everyone in River would have just died. And now, Bernardes are getting baited onto the low ground, and EVL are just catching everybody out. And just Psy Guy
Yeah,
up
that was
now.
just a failure to track Ubers and position accordingly. Cookie Jake getting caught out by it. But Saigai forced to, he's actually going to block the second cap for a few seconds. Just enough time, I think, for the spawns here from bot mode, Corsa, and Eric. But Saigai, is he going to make it out? No,
Nope,
there's
he's
no
not.
way he's getting out of this. There's no way.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh, he almost actually killed Badonsky. Badonsky with 20 health,
Oh.
and bot mode's committing, and he might get another kill here. But where's the
Got it.
combo of EVL? That's what you got to worry about. Yomps, he's just going to slip through lobby. Rolling is there, but so is Rando. Rando's also pushing lobby, and Rando with the classic pull out his shotgun, kill a scout.
Ooh, there you go. Rando's using a shotgun now. This is where he excels. Rando's shotgun is gonna help their fights a lot more. Garbuglio pushing all the way, but that's all she wrote.
There goes our first half right there.
Yep. Reason why that works is Garbuglio just sacked his life for the top right deny. Bought him enough time to cap there.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed in what I'm seeing out of Bird Noise's ability to just like play the Uber game. Dingo
Yeah.
is surviving quite a bit here.
Yeah, he
The
has
only
4
times
deaths.
Dingo is dying is when they fail last pushes, actually. So he's
Mhm.
not dying literally at any other point in the map.
Yeah, and Yom 17 and 8.
Yet there's
Top
so
fragging on his
many,
team.
17 frags already from Yomp,
Yes,
so
and Slumnish is doing 430 damage per minute.
that's
So
very
Slumnish is
odd.
pounding. And
Alright.
Saiga is doing 470 damage per minute.
70?
470, yes. 5,840. He's destroying. He's
Wow.
doing a lot of damage to them in the flank.
So
However,
who needs to step it up?
who needs to step it up? Probably Wanko. He's 4 and 12 right now. The reason why is
Ooh.
because I think he needs to kind of bait Saigai's aggression, get forward when it does a lot of damage, and then commit. That way,
Yeah.
maybe Saigai won't have to just jump in and kill himself.
I
time.
have seen Rolling Wanko go for a few desperate plays, a couple like solo plays because of that, and that's just stacking up his deaths, and it has created, actually I can count like at least 3 openings for EVL to just get into last because of Rolling's deaths. Didn't seem like he was doing as much of that when we just played against him, so maybe he's just feeling like, I don't
A
know,
bit fiendish.
yeah, maybe just a little bit more pressure on him. He feels like he has to go for things. But very interesting play so far from the Vaccinator as well. I wonder
I
if
agree.
that's been their like
I'm gonna watch
ace up
Saigai.
their sleeve.
I want to see what he's doing exactly.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna watch Eric, see if he can challenge Slemnish or Yomps forward here on the point. He is quite confident pushing up on the point and taking little damage here. And I think Bird Noise are gonna opt to try and push this point. The soldier goes in, but
Ooh, Saigai's positioning, doing a lot of damage, separating 3 of EVL. Badonsky forced out into Big Door. And now Bird Noises, they're really good at reclumping back up and then taking the fight together as a team to use their aggression and just get forward.
yeah, they're gonna go up top here from EVL. And I know EVL really does like to challenge this, but no soldiers are here yet. It's going to be a race to get positioning right now. Bird Noise is trying to get on that high ground. Badonsky there at lobby, I think he needs to be pressured. And Eric is going to do that. So Badonsky's out of the fight. This scout on the ground should be getting killed. They should be getting forced, honestly. I'm kind of disappointed that Saigai hasn't gotten it out yet. Dingo, though.
Saigai destroying them.
Dingo
drops.
eats a pipe, doesn't maybe realize it, and just drops to a long-range rocket from bot mode.
That's not good.
So this round has to be a clean victory from Bird
It has
Noise.
to them. They need
this-
to roll off the momentum.
Yomps, though, is coming in with the flank into lobby.
Oh,
he-
a desperate play from Yomps, but look at that damage actually.
It was just a bit of a drive-by, and it slowed them
Yeah.
down. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was really
And
good.
so Dingo's going to spawn, and Bird Noise are going to, hopefully they're going to slow this down. Don't force their way in. The Scouts trying to get in, though, and they're actually creating quite a bit of chaos, living for a long time. Yomps with 1 health.
Yeah.
So- and
the
he's,
entire
where is he?
combo-
Where is
the
Yomps?
entire
He
combo
reset.
of Bird Noise is locked out. However, Rando almost dying. Wow.
That was actually, that was insane that nobody died during that entire exchange. Both Scouts fully committed, and they just got out clean. That's really rare to see.
Because they're treating
Oh.
the team classically as a match. However, Dingo doesn't have Uber and gets caught out.
Yeah, he
wasn't
I don't
tracking.
think he was tracking, no.
Yeah. Ooh.
Cookie Jake on top of it, and he punishes them for overextending. We actually did the same in our match against EVL quite a bit.
Yeah.
That was something we exploited a lot, was that Dingo, he's not a medic main per se. It's not really in his natural habit to track Ubers. So he's going to lose track of it there and gets caught out by an Uber. And this round's going to go to Bird Noise. I like it that they were able to, slow it down. They didn't overcommit into that last push and completely wipe. They maintained their slight Uber advantage, and then they caught out EVL with it. So a good round from them. We're seeing the Cookie Jake choke rollout again. I want to see if Dingo is taking any damage here from Saigai. Looks like, oh, no,
Saigai
nobody's going to be taking damage from Saigai.
That's the Yomps classic. Saigai didn't expect it.
Yeah, but luckily, Cookie Jake was already in position to get out through choke, so Bird Noises are going to be able to retreat, but without a demo to hold choke, it looks like EVL is just going to walk right on in. Eric trying to retreat River, getting chased by Badonsky, and Badonsky's just trying to take over River. It's 3-2, quite a close game here, and it looks like they're starting to slow it down. Those first 3 rounds were so fast, but now Bird Noises, I think, have learned that if they don't get rolled, they actually have a chance to come back in these rounds, even if they lose middle.
Yep. I think the classic stalemate game is going to be played here now. Probably Cookie Jake should be expecting
Well,
Gullywash.
yeah, I'm going to watch him because he's gotten
He
2
dropped,
picks.
Yeah. He dropped like twice, I'm pretty sure.
And I think here it comes. He's jumping right in, ignoring that soldier.
Ooh,
And look,
nice
again,
control,
Eric
however.
isn't even looking. But they're going to trade 2 for 1, and Rolling's immediately going to go for a counter stack. He pushes into lobby. Hits a
Slemnish.
nice rocket onto Slemnish. And Rando's just standing his ground. Oh, there was a trap.
Ooh, big trap. That's my favorite trap to use.
Yeah, it's a reliable one for sure. But once he realizes no one more important is gonna push into it, so he just takes out rolling and puts a stop to that. Badonsky here in upper lobby.
The pick definitely slows the pace of the game down, stops their ability to push out. And Badonsky, once again, using the same trap. We're probably gonna see more recycles of just sacrifices, maybe even an exchange, depending on what
Actually,
happens with some picks.
Look at I don't know if you saw, but rolling was just on spy, and he was checking all of the off classes to see if EVL was running any. But I don't think he expected Rando to be the off classer.
Yeah.
So I don't think he caught it, but it looks like they're aware that there is a spy in play. And Rando is gonna get caught, and he's gonna go down. He's gonna get dominated there. He's gonna get the side guy face, and looks like Corsa wants to go for the counter sec. Oh, actually, rolling gets in. Dingo down to 20 health. Could this be another drop? Can anyone else find that medic? Dingo's gonna get the pack. That was close. It's a good counter sack.
It was.
It's a really good reaction. If one team loses a player, immediately send another to equalize the numbers. There goes Yomps. Now let's see if we're gonna get another. Oh, but both scouts go down this time, and there are no more off classes. If they can clear these traps, they should be able to get through. I think they should try to focus on Garbuglio. He's up on top alone, but Bird Noise is moving really slow. Still 2 people at last. Moments like this is the scouts are about to spawn too.
They don't need to be watching, like having that many people watch last.
Oh, and Corsa's looking like he wants to take this Uber in here, but Cookie Jake does end up popping, and Dingo's not going to pop for a while. Corsa needs probably 1 kill here. He's not going to get it. Cookie Jake goes so deep in on Corsa. Cookie Jake is not escaping. There's not a chance. He's going to go down. Saigai holding the lobby. Maybe, just maybe, they'll try to force their way in here, and Saigai can deny them. Saigai getting caught, though. Garbuglio with the flank. That was just such a slow push from Bird Noises. Both scouts down. That should just be like the green light to push. If there's 4 people alive and none of them are scouts, they're much easier to spot and to narrow down the possibilities of backcaps. 1 scout had already seen the roamer in river, and chances are you're not going to have the demo or the pocket backcapping. So I think that was kind of on Corsa there, that he didn't just commit through river, and everyone else didn't just get out of last much faster.
Yeah, exactly. Like the paranoia of a backcap is just, as long as all the entrances are being cleared, there shouldn't be a reason, unless there's a spy. However, Podolsky will be baiting the point and doing a lot of damage to 1 scout. However, he gets pushed by Corsa or Eric, and Eric gets up with big door.
Oh man.
Mid going in favor of EVL. However, I don't think Badonsky was expecting that scout to rush him. Like that's just where you bait it, I guess.
Slemnish full committing here. Saigai needs to hit some shots if they want to hold second here. Oh, that soldier above choke down to 60 health, but he's going to escape. Slemnish also getting out, so EVL's not going to commit to this. They're going to retreat to mid. They're in control right now, 4-2 up, and they're looking to push through.
Yeah. If Saigai was in sync with that scout there, they could have potentially killed that soldier up top. If Saigai landed 1 sticky on that soldier up top choke, it could have possibly opened the doorway for a push. But both teams, they do seem to be taking it way slower now. Garbuglio, and with the sacrifice, actually going behind them.
Jumping behind, so this could create quite a distraction. Let's see how many people are actually going to go and chase him. Only Eric is like passively watching for him, so they're not too worried about what Garbuglio is going to do. But he is full health, so if he strings together a couple of jumps, he could get in onto Cookie Jake. If I were them, I would probably just try to deal with him as fast as possible. Take care of him. Yom's actually going in. Now is definitely the time where you want to get this kill, because then they're 2 down, and then you can just roll into mid. But Bird Noise is just hesitating. I'm not sure what they're afraid of. And Wanko is going to jump onto a health pack with 80 health that he knows Garbuglio is patrolling. Rando dying, and the force potentially... No, Dingo was close and choked, but he's not going to get forced or caught. But still, Garbuglio alive, and I feel like here he comes. Cookie Jake, test of your surfing ability. He's not even going to get touched. There was actually a nice air sticky from Saigai that killed all of Garbuglio's momentum, so he just became easy to shoot down. Oh, this quick Uber in. And, but yeah, that trap and choke not checked. Saigai is going to have to shut down choke now. This is going to be on him. But they're all shifting to big door. And it hasn't even been called yet. Eric's going to get a late call on it. Yomps, though, getting into lobby with a full buff. Bot mode spawning now. Might be able to pinch this and
Good demo.
take care of Yomps. But here comes the flank from upper Yomps.
Ooh, or Badonsky too aggressive. He might get caught here.
Yeah, Badonsky's full
Rando
committed.
decides to walk in now.
Psy Guy needs to just push them here. They're retreating through big
Yeah.
door. And they're jumping away. They know there's no traps. They got to go in. That time from death, though. That time death from Eric was bad.
Wow, unfortunate. Almost gets to kill into Corsa.
Two people overextend. They have momentum, and then two people are going for plays unnecessarily.
Not only that, like, they need to play based off of randos.
Progrog, hey man, thank you for the
He
21 with
himself is
3
really
sub.
slow to most of these fights,
Appreciate it.
and it's kind of affecting their ability to shut them down. I think it might be because of that shotgun, but who knows?
Oh, Badonsky down to 16 health. I actually am a bit disappointed from Psy Guy right there. He was really taking his time with
Yeah.
spamming choke. I feel like he should have been unloading into choke right there.
Yeah.
But he was just like casually shooting one sticky, then waiting and shooting another, and he should have been spamming pipes and stickies and everything. Try to do as much damage as possible.
Especially because Badonsky was so passive as well. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like he was gonna receive that much pressure unless the soldiers were hitting upwards directs. I feel like he could have definitely shut
Yeah.
them down.
It's actually Dingo and Badonsky were both caught in choke, and so if they could just cut
Yeah.
off the heals on the main firepower of Badonsky, get those 3 kills at Rock, then that's an easy push into mid. But it just seems Bird Noises, they... Oh no, Slemnish has the positioning.
Oh, wow.
That is such a strange position for Cookie Jake to be in. They're going to Uber in here, and Cookie Jake is probably going to get caught again in the counter Uber, and he just goes down.
Ooh, Rando catching
Cookie
Eric.
Jake, it seems like he doesn't know when his Ubers are bad and just
Yep.
calls it off.
Doesn't-
He
yep.
just tries to full commit all the way. And Slemnish getting another pick.
Okay.
This is going to end here as a 5-2.
Yeah.
No other way around it. Only Corsa. And he's going to go down. Not a single kill. And they're going to go for the classic EVL Bird Noises spawn camp.
Oh my god.
And then they're just going to end the match. I think they should have spawn camped it a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
But 5-2, so not quite what I was expecting, but I think a lot of it came down to some major mistakes from Bird Noises. Like, that was just crucial mistakes. Pushing out of last and pushing on any time they had a pick or two. I just saw Bird Noises just waste their advantage completely.
Yes, I feel like Saiga should be pressuring forward a bit more. He's kind of just like utilizing his pipes a bit too much. Maybe he needs to shut him down, like denying area.
Yeah.
Because EVL, they seem to like excel in just taking ground, and if they get denied, then suddenly they're walking into stickies.
Yeah.
However, there's a time to, I guess, rely on traps too, but it's about stopping other teams from pushing and taking in free ground. And
Right.
and Gullywash is one of those narrow maps, like very choky maps. A
Yeah.
double soldier at choke maybe could work.
I'm gonna take a look at the stats here, actually, of this match. See how that one went in terms of stats. Get you guys a view of this here on the stream. I can turn off this second camera. I forgot to do that. My bad, guys. Here, let's see. So,
What's the next map?
I think it's Snakewater, actually. Wanko doing terribly. Went 6-21 and less than 200 DPM. So he's completely out of sync with the rest of his team.
Yep.
And it's kind of costing them when everyone else on their team is doing upwards of 250 DPM, and everyone on the other team as well. So his
Yeah.
counterpart, the roamer on the other team, went even, essentially 16 and 17, Garbuglio. Badonsky was actually the bottom fragger for EVL. Only 12 frags, and he had 10 deaths, which was fairly low. Sai had 11. So as far as the demos go, I actually think Sai was he was kind of more of an impact for Bird Noises.
He was definitely shutting down things a lot more.
But then the stars of EVL there actually somehow I feel like I wasn't seeing what Slemnish was doing, but somehow 350 DPM. Yomps with
He was
23
in the lead.
frags. So their scouts were rolling over them. And well, Cookie Jake had a bunch of vaccinator pops, so he has 22 Ubers on the stats. 2 drops. I don't know.
I feel like once Rando started to use the shotgun a bit more aggressively to shut down the the vaccinator, it was working a lot. Like it was working a lot more. He basically kind of
Yeah.
just forced Cookie Jake back onto Medigun, and then obviously knowing bird noises, they weren't really able to get as aggressive as much, especially because Cookie Jake was getting caught quite a bit too. And the point you
Mhm.
made about Dingo only dying at last pushes, he did get caught like about once or twice throughout the entire ordeal, but
Yeah.
he was quite an
And
impact. Cool. But basically, what went down is that EVL clumped up around the point and basically fragged off bird noises one by one because they got pressured out to the low ground.
so not a very good start here from Bird Noises. Kind of a bad sign. They've got 2 snipers on this defense. One sniping left, one sniping right. So at the very least, their Uber will be forced on either side. Looks like it's coming right through the shutter on Yomps and Badonsky. Actually, Corso switching off the heavy, but he's back in spawn. Yomps gets Ubered in, crosses all the way to Saigai on the opposite side of the map.
But
Shoots him in the back.
quite deep. Almost a that crucial fight. However, they should be able to bait the point here. Ooh. Come on, Rando, you can do it.
Ooh, bottle from Badonsky.
Badonsky.
You know, if Saigai was aware of Yomps flanking him there, I think that entire last would have been held.
He got caught out by the classic Yomps aggression.
Yeah, he just got flanked really. So last mid, Yomps apparently got like 3 frags. Let's watch, see what he can do here. He's sitting on the left. Interesting decision. I'm not sure what this is all about. EVL have been known to play kind of odd on this map, kind of more passive.
Because they like to dodge the damage and then get aggressive once Badonsky's damage penetrated.
And actually, Slemnish being the first death, but Garbuglio gets in onto Cookie Jake, takes him down. Yomps waiting for an arrow. The arrow misses. Another arrow fired, and it's going to create a slight opening. The missed arrow. It's going to allow Badonsky to get picked off because he's not being healed, and Saigai gets Garbuglio. So
However, Yomps and Rando
it's going to be a 4 versus 2 essentially here, but with Uber on the side of Dingo. I don't think Bird Noise are going to be able to finish this cap. I suspect that EVL, Yomps is here. He's gonna challenge them off. Bot mode up on the roof. They can't afford to lose too many people for this though, because EVL already has the full Uber advantage. If they lose numbers, it's just gonna be a roll yet again. Thank you, Dragivex, for the sub. Very kind of you. I hope you are enjoying this stream. If you're not enjoying the cast, just know that it'll be over soon because I think EVL is going to win very shortly here. Trying to force their way in through yard. Rando goes down to 70 health, but gets arrowed up. Meanwhile, 2 people getting in through Saw, and they're going to get 2 picks, it looks like. Oh, actually, bot mode might kill both these players. No. He kills Slemnish, but can't take down Purple Shirt there. I think they bought just enough time, though, for Cookie Jake to get the Uber.
Slemnish quite prone to eating a lot of projectiles. What I've noticed.
And he actually hasn't been building perfectly, so Cookie Jake is at 90%, so close to getting this. Rando landing on his head. Cookie Jake, 97%, and he's not going to get the Uber, and the round is over.
Wow, that was so close.
You know what really is strange to me is that Bird Noises are not using sentries. Actually, in the last match, they didn't use sentries either. It was only heavy. That was the only off-class we saw out of them. They ran a Pyro once.
The
but
issue with that,
not touching
the
the
issue with
sentry.
that hold is that, like, the sentry gun basically denies the first 40% of the Uber technically. And it gives you kind of like a breathing space to kind of catch up with players. Meanwhile, Bird Noises are going to get extremely aggressive. However, EVL perfectly baiting their aggression, but also getting a nasty air pipe onto Eric, caught him in the crater into the floor. Wow, that was crazy. Half the team aggressed and half the team passed out. So looks like EVL basically have the first half in their hands. However,
Well, Cookie Jake survived,
anything can go change. Yeah,
but based on what we've seen of Bird Noise's ability to push out at last, I have a feeling this round will not be going back to back.
Especially since it was Gullywash last time, because of Snake Water now, EVL are really great at beating players out single-handedly and killing them quick enough. Hopefully nobody gets sniped by Wanko.
Bot mode's going for the trade.
Ooh,
They go down.
getting baited out.
Kind of a late death. Yomps is actually back in position almost, and that might bring another attempt from EVL to force the Uber. Looks like Dingo is waiting. He's primed to go in. Garbuglio gets in, and he's going to go down. And actually a scout in as well. 2 down. That's a scout and soldier. Apparently, Purple Shirt's getting air shot quite often. I saw in mid he actually ate a nice pipe out of Sai. Oh, but this nice flank from Eric comes up from behind Badonsky, but it's taking forever. Oh, but Dingo drops. Dingo drops the Uber from a Sai guy pipe. And they're going to go all in on Cookie Jake. Cookie Jake's going to pop. He has Corso by his side. But I don't think they're aware. Yomps is on Sniper. Yomps Sniper just sitting in window. He's going to toss the Girardi. And I think that Garbuglio's going to go in off the Girardi. But it coats everybody. He gets air shot again. Again.
What?
Garbuglio, I think, has been air shot 4 lives in a row here. And they've all resulted in him just hitting the ground and dying immediately.
Yomps needs to hit some shots here. Doing a lot of damage to sort of low. Rando should not have that. Rando should have been playing backwards, I think, to kind of help.
Yeah, that was actually a play that Rando made against us a couple times in the Face It tournament, was him being kind of the Lone Ranger forward, trying to surprise with a timing around a corner. But it's not going to work this time, and it's actually going to result in 2 soldiers getting picked off. But why rolling? That made no sense.
He needs to like learn to slow himself down on armor. Like he kind of gets too overzealous, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like that's what's getting
what's happening.
Killed a lot. Like he was making good plays in the scrims, getting behind in the flank, but he kind of just stopped abusing the open flank because if he notices that Yomps and Sumish both hold hands by the heels, he should be having free reign over Rando and Garbuglio right now. This is where he will get Purple Shirt back, which he should be doing, trying to catch off their flank. And trying to break apart.
Nice play from Sai. And Dingo down so low. I think Bird Noises need to push on this. They have 2 picks right now and some decent cap time. Rando on the ground, caught underneath.
Really good. Ranko has really good positioning.
However, both scouts actually managed to get onto the point, and so it caps so fast. And Bird Noises get that round. Well done by them. They need to figure out what's going on in these mids, though. That's going to be crucial for them. I liked the aggression last mid. Honestly, it just seemed like the focus fire was lacking because a couple players went down to low health, and the positioning was certainly in favor of Bird Noises. They just were unable to get any kills. Here's the deep soldier and the deep scout. Corsa's going to get 1. So everyone who went in aggressive there actually got a kill. So this is going to work out. Oh, wait. And another! And he's now in a 1v1 against Yomps, but Yomps is going to just push him with full health. He's going to go down.
He wasn't able to keep track of where Yomps exactly was, and he flicked his mouse, wasted a couple rockets. Probably could have taken his time with locking out his crosshair to Yomps.
Yeah, he could have done all that, but I think the best play actually would have been for him to try to jump away, try to get a health pack and lower. If he could have slowed down Yomps' cap here, that could have given his team maybe a chance to contest for middle. Though Dingo did spawn earlier. Luckily, both medics did die. Luckily for Bird Noises there, so they're not going to be pushed back to last. They're going to be able to defend second, but they're going to be here on a 30% disadvantage here. And I don't think that they're aware that it's 30. I think they think it's closer to like 15. So if Cookie Jake is not careful, he might get caught out. They see everyone coming in through Saw Room. The Uber's finally popped out of Dingo. Bot mode gets picked. A Scout gets picked. Cookie Jake only at 76%, not healing. Yomps flanking Sai Guy, and Cookie Jake only at 80 still. And I don't even think he's going to get this Uber. Everyone committing from EVL. Bull Soldier's in, but Eric, oh, he almost went hero mode. Killed Garbuglio. Cookie Jake gets the Uber. Rando needs to die. If Rando doesn't die, then this is over. And he's going to die. Perfect. Good chase there from Rolling. Now they can push out of here. The numbers are going to be in their favor. Yeah, Rolling gets in, puts some pressure on Badonsky, diverts his attention. It's going to allow the rest of his team to get in. Also, Botmod doing the same on the other side, but he's getting no help whatsoever from his teammates. And he's just going to get isolated. Bull Soldier's going down, but look at the health on EVL side. Slemish with 15. Sai Guy jumps away, and he's going to die.
Sai Guy gets caught up by Yomps. Yomps really great at just catching out and just rushing down the most isolated takes.
So if you notice, Dingo's only at 75%, and bot mode is spawning now. Cookie Jake and these scouts might be able to get a kill or two. If Slemnish died, I think they could have held this.
Wow, that's round.
Just a couple directs, and it's over.
Yep.
Oh, the pipe.
Oh,
Uber's popped. Damn. So there's the half, 3-1. Same score actually as the last map's halftime. And EVL definitely in the lead here. I think that it's just every mid's gone for EVL, I believe. That last one looked like they started to figure it out though. They started getting kills. It came down to a DM fight with Yomps versus Rolling. So if Bird Noises can just do what they've been doing on mids with their aggression and keep their medic alive, that would really set them up nicely to finally get some momentum in this match.
Yeah. I feel like if he takes quite a few times, it's on just per random spawn. He's been really not like putting the distance between himself and his heal targets, and he's not prioritizing his survival. I feel like.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of something. Some insightful commentary from Mercy there. Has Corsa been struggling? Doesn't look like it. He's actually up there at the top of the board of his team. Looks like bot mode's not having a great game.
Yeah,
One thing I've noticed is the bot mode shotgun has been out. When I think of Bird Noises, like, I actually think back to kind of their preseason team, when what was so characteristic of their team was having both their soldiers just always super deep with gunboats. But it seems that something has changed with the way that they want to play. And bot mode is not quite going as aggressive. Maybe that has something to do with why Rolling is struggling, because he's still trying to play that super aggressive style, but bot mode's not able to follow up. It's just not. It's not possible sometimes. Running the shotgun, you don't have the health to close that distance, and you can't escape nearly as well with shotgun.
Yeah, not only that, he takes a lot more damage just trying to set up pinches as well. So setting up pinches will be a lot harder because it requires him to jump quite a far distance away, possibly set up an aggression so that, or even a distraction so that Corsa can push up and then they can follow up off the damage that way. But you know, the positioning isn't getting taken quite aggressively. But one other thing I'm noticing of bot mode is that he's kind of bombing directly right into people with the shotgun out, and that may do direct damage, but then it's really hard to clean up off of, especially if you get denied instantly, which is what's been happening in bot mode.
Yeah, true.
And he's, so, you know, he just has to, I guess, bomb onto high ground a little bit more, trying to catch up people based off of his positioning. Just land 2 rockets on the floor.
I'd like to point out one other thing is I feel like Cookie Jake has not been emphasizing building his Ubers. I feel like he's been caught with
with like a lot of 30 to 20% disodds.
Yeah, and he's been getting caught out by them simply because he hasn't been healing. Normally, if you're at a 20% disadvantage, you can kite that sufficiently to escape, to survive, just by a little bit of time. It's less than 10 seconds, but he's just never having anybody with him, and he's maybe not like emphasizing that he needs to be building. Another thing is Bird Noise, like I mentioned before, they're not running Engineer at all, so their last holds haven't been like. They haven't been as effective, I feel like, because they tend to just run combat classes.
Yeah, and the issue is that because this
I look tired. I am tired. I'm actually really fucking tired.
Kind of rolling off their momentum, they forget to sometimes just slow down and recollect themselves, you know? And that's where like people start feeding, you know, and get caught out of position.
I'm actually gonna.
Keep my eyes on Corsa.
Corsa, huh?
Yeah, that's what he does.
I'm actually watching Eric as he sees Yomps just get drive-by'd, and then he gets shot in the back, and then Yomps also gets in and onto the chase onto Cookie Jake. Cookie Jake trying to dodge Yomps here. Oh, just delaying his death. Actually, Yomps looks like he's in Beef Town, and well, Cookie Jake's just gonna hit the kill bind.
Yeah, that was actually a really great play, to be honest.
And Wenko's behind. Wenko is on the radar of EVL though. And 2 spawns are about to come up, and he's just going to get shot on the side.
Yep.
But finally, there's an engineer on last. Eric has the sentry up. Corson sniper. Side guy with a bucket trap. And EVL flooding in onto second here. with a full Uber advantage. Wanko will spawn just in time.
This is where they should be getting information. Yomps getting the knowledge on the trap, the bucket trap. That should be, I guess, ruled out. So that guy's gonna be kind of pressuring the top left for trapping that off.
Sentry's going down now.
Uber.
Yeah. See how powerful that is. The Uber is ending already, and all they've destroyed is a sentry. That's just how useful the sentry is. But
However,
man, they ate so much spam. Rando somehow getting 3 kills.
Yeah, Rando getting
4 on that push.
just from splash, because what happened is that Yomps' positioning is so aggressive that it actually supplemented Rando's spam. Because Yomps was so deep, they all looked at him while Rando just literally 3-rocketed their entire team.
What I would like to see more out of Bird Noise is actually going behind them, pushing like past them when they Uber in, especially if they're dealing up with that sentry early on, because what instead they did was they just corralled themselves back into a corner and they just got focused really hard. Sniper to mid, we've got a little bit of BM, we also have a direct hit, and let's see if Garbuglia is even going to hit a shot here. He's not, but it's not going to matter. Rando's getting 2. Are we going to see the EVL spawn camp? That's the question.
They're making the sniper cap, however, both guys are feeding. Like,
Ooh,
oh,
Eric in. Dingo might die here. Oh,
Badonsky, that was a good trap.
oh, Badonsky laying out the pipes.
Jeez, Badonsky just drive-byed him.
Yeah, but still 3 down from EVL, so kind of risky for EVL to push.
Yeah.
And there is a sniper still here.
What I would be doing here, if I was Badonsky, I'd be making sure like they can't get in. He's kind of being a bit too aggressive, but I feel like he knows that they're down 2, and so he has his team just with him. But the sniper is aggressive. Like, that would have been a good time for Wanko to kind of peek, maybe see if he could do anything. Because it was just Yomps and Badonsky there.
He's actually holding lower quite forward, and I feel like he's gonna get caught by a scout.
I have a feeling too. Yomps is gonna get baited, however, because
Sniper
Wanko
Rando.
dropped down and Rando's gonna die. Wow.
Okay, Wanko needs to actually create some sort of distraction, but he can't die. That's the crucial part about this.
Oh, he's dying.
No, he did his job actually. He baited a scout forward, in fact.
Ooh, the headshot.
Corso on the early pop.
This
See,
is gonna be a good
there,
shot.
the thing is, Cookie Jake, I think, popped in fear of the sniper, but in reality, the sniper had just taken a shot, so there's like, he had more time to, before the sniper could scope up and take another shot. I think that was a bit of a rushed pop, and
Wow.
they're actually
Ooh,
making Purple
seriously?
Shirt look good.
They're not shutting him down. They're too like conservative. They're not. There you go. Finally, that's what they need.
Alright, Corso gets the 2 shot, and rolling as well behind. Eric also in position to flank, so this is going to be the all-in play that decides the map potentially. Oh no, they're just going to slip away. They're not going to go for it.
Wow. They could've
Probably
just
wise.
caught Wanko there. She barely escapes. 1 second
And
later, and he would have died.
This is the vaccinator I think we're seeing yet again. Vaccinator from Cookie Jake.
Possibly. Yep, he is.
Still
Yeah,
running
they
that
got the
DH,
charges.
still running that sniper. EVL trying to make this work all the way to the end.
The sniper could potentially work depending on how much damage the projectile passes do, but also you're gonna be baiting the sorters top left. Hypes the sorter.
Actually, the entire team at EVL is in top right.
Okay. They just got those 2. Oh no.
How is he hitting shots?
What?
This player doesn't.
Alright. I have to
Oh,
go back
they're
on my
doing
game
it.
just to mess
They're
with
doing it.
They're doing
We're
it.
getting flashbacks. I don't understand the animosity. Like, what's the point of these teams? Like, why do they? I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to assert their dominance.
Yeah, they are. No, they definitely are. This is all competition. It's not like these people actually hate each other. It's just all friendly BM. However, with that being said, EVL leaving giving a statement to Bird Noises that they are the champions.
Yep. So EVL is gonna take out Bird Noises. Bird Noises will be finishing in 3rd place this season. EVL proceeding into the grand final from the lower bracket, facing off against us, Royotech. They're in the grand final. How do you feel about facing EVL? Kind of
They
expected.
stand no chance against me.
Well, Nursey won't be in the grand final because Nursey is banned for breaking all the rules that you could possibly break in ESEA. But we will be playing against them with Shade. And yeah, how do you feel about that, Habib?
I feel like based off of the things we saw, it was all in the ability
Check out
to
those
kind of
stats.
track Ubers me in the first couple maps. Another thing that started happening is that Burners, they were trying to play too slow. They needed to just slow down and just play on their own pace. They kept rushing. That's what I'm trying to say. And EVL is really like experienced. They know how to slow down. They're
These
trying
stats are
to kind of
yikes.
mimic the old Freo, kind of just like slow things down. See a one mistake, for example, like an isolated soldier, aka Wanko, in this situation, and yeah, they caught him out. And so therefore, better positioning has to be done in order to beat these guys, and expecting random aggression mainly.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the things that teams that are successful against them focus on is anticipating those aggressive pushes and the scouts being really cocky. Looks like Corso's the only one really getting kills. Everyone else in single digits. You know, Yomps 24, 355 DPM. So I guess that was his map to go off.
Yep, that definitely was.
Slemnish definitely letting him take the spotlight for that one.
Yeah, Sonic, he's quite competent in that. He understands when he's done enough.
And I don't understand bot mode below 200 DPM, 5 and 16. How are their soldiers doing so poorly? One of them each map. Wanko, I guess, stepped it up a little bit with his damage, but there's a soldier once again just completely trailing behind in terms of damage.
I feel like the reason that's happening is because, like, if you think about it, they're not doing well on each of the maps. It's because they're not coordinating properly. I feel like a
Pud
lot of
champion?
Wanko's plays, they're all based off of solo plays. Um, I think Botman was trying to play
Pud
like
champ's
in those
dead.
situations. I think Botman was trying to play a bit too pockety, and I feel like if he had just committed based off of what Rolling was doing, but assuming Rolling would do it at the right timing. See, the key is the timing, because I feel like Rolling was also getting caught out in like random places. However, if bot mode and him coordinated and kind of just like took positioning, focused players off high ground, and then the rest of the team flooded in, kind of like it would probably make a bigger difference. But a lot of solo plays happening, not so much like team oriented. Was I was noticing. The reason why is because it was just like solo kills coming out of like Yomps or Slumnish, because they were just catching those players out. So
I'm so tired.
that's all I have to say about that.
Indeed, indeed. So the grand final maps will be Snakewater, Process, Granary, Viaduct, Badlands, Gullywash. So starting off on that Snakewater, we just saw a dominant performance from EVL on that map. So it's actually kind of a rematch.